What's going on, dreamers? We are live with some MagForce Racing, which I think is a really overlooked racing game on the Dreamcast. Seriously, anytime I've ever heard anyone talk about Dreamcast racing games, MagForce Racing is one that never actually comes up. I've just noticed I didn't have the volume on the game there. Caught it just in time. But yeah, this is a bit of a hidden gem, I think. It's probably the fastest game on the Dreamcast. I'm sorry, Sonic, but you got nothing on this. This game is probably faster than Wipeout and F-Zero. It's that fast. And it's kind of funny because I've seen people say this game isn't great because it's not very fast. Well, obviously they've never made it to the later classes in the game, because when you start off in Class 1, it's a fairly slow-paced game. But when you start getting to Class 2, Class 3, and even Class 4, this game gets hyper fast. It's crazy. It's really hard to keep up with. But it's a really fun game, so I hope to kind of highlight this hidden gem today. But anyway, let's get right into the game. So one thing about this game that's really impressive is it runs buttery smooth the entire time. This game runs at 60 frames per second. I have never seen a single hiccup while playing this game. It does not slow down. It does not have any frame rate issues. It is really, really well optimized, so props to the devs for that. Another thing I like about this game is this menu. It's a really sleek and modern looking main menu, and the load times are really quick as well, so it's a very modern feeling game. But anyway, so you select your options here and you just hit start. It's kind of a weird menu system. You don't select a mode right off the bat. I mean, you do, but it's right here. So you can go to Championship, Time Trial, Multiplayer, Classic, Multiplayer, Arcade. I've never actually played this in multiplayer before, but it supposedly supports up to 4 players. And Multi-Arcade, I guess, has some different interesting modes. I'm not sure what it consists of since I've never actually played it, but there you go. We're gonna do the Championship mode though. I did play quite a bit of this game a while back, but it's been a while. So I did practice a bit today. I played through quite a few races just to try and refresh myself on the game. The Class 3, man, it's so fast. I've never actually made it to Class 4, but if you can take a look here, I have completed all the races in Class 1. It actually shows check marks on the various courses for each one of the vehicles, which is interesting. So you can actually complete the game per vehicle if you want, although you only need to complete all the races for one vehicle in order to... Sorry, I'm losing my voice. In order to proceed to the next class. So I've done all the Class 2 races. I used basically the same vehicle, the Pulse, on both classes. So I completed all those races, and I did 2 races in Class 3. That is as far as I got in Class 3, because it is so ridiculously fast that I just hit everything. If you guys didn't get enough of me constantly ramming into walls in MSR last week, you're in for a treat today. Maybe not so much in Class 1, but for the rest of the classes, maybe. Anyway, we're going to start off with Class 1, just so you guys can kind of see the progression, as the game gets faster as we go up in a class. I think the game actually gets about 25% faster each class, so I'm actually going to pick a different vehicle than I normally do. I'll go with I don't like this one because it kind of gets in your view, the spikes that are standing up on the vehicle. I prefer the kind of low profile ones. So I will go with the Sinus Alpha here. Anyway, hello to everyone in the chats. Sorry, it took me a while to say hello to everyone. I was too busy talking. Hello to James and Jared, John, Mista. Welcome. There are no brakes. Yeah, there aren't any brakes in this game, actually. Alright, we'll go with that. Start off with the first track. Go in order. Start with Moscow. Can't get any worse than the MSR performance. Yeah, not really. only go uphill from there, right, James? So as you can see, it's fairly casual on Class 1. This feels so weird because I was just playing this earlier and I was playing Class 3. So going back to Class 1 feels kind of relaxing. There are weapons in this game as well, which are quite nice. I think they really thought through the weapons when they designed them. So there's that thing which is kind of like a tracking lightning gun thing. There's also a tracking missile, there's a regular missile, there's a tractor beam which will actually extract speed from the person that's in front of you. So you'll get faster and they'll get slower, which is cool. There's a, I forget what it's called. There's one that will make you speed up and it will knock anyone out of the way that gets in your way, which is really cool. Because obviously a lot of racing games have, or kind of kart racing games have items that speed you up, but in this one you have an item that will speed you up and also knock anyone out of your way. I guess it's sort of like the star in Mario Kart, I guess. Except it doesn't really disable anyone, it just kind of nudges them out of the way. Can you zoom the camera out? I think you can. I don't want to ruin my perfect performance, so... Actually, I'm second place. Which is not so great considering I'm on Class 1. Oh, Turbo Ram. That's the, yeah, that's the item that speeds you up and rams people out of the way, as you might be able to tell from the title. I don't know where this guy is in front of me. You can also ride on walls. Hence the name MagForce Racing. Forgot to mention that earlier. So if you use the left trigger, you can turn on your magnet and you can cling to walls and ceilings. There are actually some shortcuts in the game you can take by using your magnets. I tend not to use it that much, especially in the later classes. I can barely pay attention to the road. Never mind pay attention to shortcuts and things like that. But it's a cool feature. It's really all about track memorization, especially when things start speeding up like crazy. If you don't know the tracks, you're just gonna ram into everything. So it looks like I am going to win this first race. That's good. I'm not humiliating myself quite yet. My turbo ram. Wait, was that not the... Oh, I thought that was the finish line. Getting a bit ahead of myself. Celebrating my victory too smooth. Too smooth. When I say smoon, it's a combination of soon and smooth. I think I was reading James's chat message that just came up. You're messing up my commentary, James. I can't commentate and read comments at the same time. I will read your comment in a second, James. This is one of those games where I really can't read comments while I'm playing the game. Even on Class 1. On Class 1 it might be a bit easier, but I'm trying not to lose on Class 1. There we go. Alright, so we're starting off good. Starting off with a win. It's very smooth, but it's a shame it all looks a bit meh. Pod looks so much better. Yeah, the graphics are just alright. See, the thing with this game is, though, once you get to, say, Class 3, and I'm certain Class 4, you're not gonna care what the game looks like, because you'll be staring directly at the road the entire time. Just trying to stay on the road and not hit everything. So I don't think graphics matter too much for this type of game, where the speed is absolutely insane. Alright, let's go on to the next track here, which is Mars. It's quite a decent variety of tracks. So you got Mars, you got Moscow, Hawaii, Himalaya, Osaka. There's a bit crazier tracks a bit later on as well. You have an underground mine, you have, what was the other one? I can't even think of what it is. But yeah, there's quite a decent variety of tracks. Yeah, this game is called Killer Loop on PC. I think it was called MagForce Racing on the PAL Dreamcast release, though. The weapon effects are actually quite nice, the explosions. I don't think it's a stretch to say that this game is probably the smoothest racing game on the Dreamcast. There's just something about this game that just feels crazy smooth. Like I said, it never hiccups. There's no slowdown, no frame rate issues whatsoever. And the actual controls are smooth as heck, too. If you hit anything, it's completely your fault. You cannot blame the controls in this game. One thing that does bug me though, not so much on Class 1 because it does run, or not run, but it's slower on Class 1, but on the later classes, when things start to really speed up, the camera can't keep up sometimes. So you're looking at the road, straight down at the road, and you can't see what's ahead of you, which is a bit of a problem sometimes, as you might imagine. It really depends on the track though. Some of the tracks are alright, but when there are tracks that have very large hills to go over, or down, yeah, it'll block your view when you're going up or down the hill. I'm sure you'll see that later, once I get up to Class 3. I do quite like this track. I like space tracks in general. It's kind of one of the reasons I really like Pod. Because Pod has, you know, obviously a outer space theme to it. So the tracks are out there. Of course, not all of the tracks in this game are based in space, but as I said, there's quite a variety of tracks. So you got your space tracks, your Earth tracks, fantasy type tracks. All pretty well designed as well. Although there's one particular track that I don't care for. I will show that, I think that's only in Class 3. It's one of the, probably the hardest track that I've played. You can also kind of drift in this game as well. I don't really use it, but if you hit the X and B buttons, you'll drift left and right. I'm sure it would be useful, especially on the on the faster classes. But I don't find myself using it that much. I'm no pro at this game, though. I'm sure the pros would use it all the time. I'm not really a racing pro in general, so... Very, very casual when it comes to racing games. Let me go on the ceiling here. I probably shouldn't. Anytime I try and go on a wall or a ceiling in a tunnel, I end up spinning around like a madman. But I actually survived that time. How did I get 7th place? That was really bad. Alright, whatever. I don't need to pass because I've already won this. So I don't care. I'm just going through the tracks. It's a bit too modern for me. I like racing circa 1937. Hey, this could very well be 1937, just in outer space. This is alien racing. I guess technically I didn't win that last race with this particular vehicle, so I blame the vehicle. Since I've won that race with this vehicle. Alright, we'll do one more on this class, and then we'll move up to class 2. Let me try this one just for the heck of it. I'm not sure what happens if you win all of the races with all of the vehicles. I assume you'll unlock something. There are a lot of things you can unlock in this game. New vehicles, new tracks, etc., etc. I actually read the IGN review of this game before I started the video, and they complained that there were actually too many things to unlock. That's quite the complaint. But I guess what they're saying is it takes too much effort to unlock everything. Which I guess could be a valid complaint. I mean, if you don't want to continue to play the same races over and over and over again with every vehicle to unlock everything, yeah. I can see that being a negative. Excuse me, sir. It can be difficult to pass vehicles sometimes. This is the tractor beam thing that extracts speed from someone ahead of you. I really like that. Very creative weapon. It's definitely a trend for futuristic racers post-Wipeout, wasn't there? So many games came out on consoles around this era. Oh yeah, for sure. I've never been a big fan of this genre, the futuristic racers. I guess mainly because I'm not very good at them. But I'm surprisingly decent at this game, I guess. At least I used to be. When I originally played this. I have no idea why I just fell off the track there. But yeah, somehow I managed to beat Class 2 and a couple races in Class 3 as well. I've tried Wipeout. I've never played F-Zero, but I have tried Wipeout, and I suck at that game. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was on the PS3. But I couldn't win a race to save my life. Actually, I do own Wipeout on the Vita as well. I think I was a bit better at that one, but still not really my cup of tea. It goes too fast. Of course, this game goes faster than Wipeout, if you manage to make it to Class 3 or 4 anyway. But at least this has a slower option. if you're not into crazy high-speed racing, you can just stick with Class 1. Class 2 is not too bad either. Hey, what's up, Subliminal? This is not an online game. Bit of a shame. That would have been pretty awesome. It's a really, really good racing game. It actually does remind me quite a bit of Pod, at least aesthetically anyway. It's got that same kind of futuristic look to it. Otherworldly, I guess you could say. Looks like a solid 60 FPS. Indeed it is. I don't know what I did there. Alright, I won. I will take it. Yeah, I was saying earlier, this game is buttery smooth 60 FPS. Never slows down. I haven't played the game in multiplayer, but from what I've heard, it doesn't slow down in multiplayer either. It's just that well optimized. Alright, we're gonna move on to Class 2. I don't have a lot of the Class 2 vehicles unlocked. Oh, you know what? I remember now. So, in order to unlock vehicles, say, because I played as the Pulse and beat the game as Pulse on the first class. So that's why I have the second version of the Pulse unlocked in Class 2. So in order to, say, unlock the Sinus, I would have to beat the game or all the races with the Sinus on Class 1. That's why it takes so long to unlock anything. Yeah, I love this menu. It is a very clean. Alright, we're gonna go on to Himalaya Class 2. So as you will see, the game is gonna speed up quite a bit. I don't know if it's a bug, but I find occasionally your vehicle will not accelerate after the race starts. I have to hit accelerate again, or the right trigger. I don't know if I'm hitting it at the wrong time. Maybe if you hit the accelerate too soon, you won't actually start when the race starts. I'm not really sure. It's kind of annoying though. I should mention as well, I don't think I actually mentioned what these kind of star-looking things on the track do. So the green ones will increase your magnet meter, which is at the bottom left of the screen there, and the yellow ones will increase your speed, which is the bottom right of the screen. So if you hit something, your speed will decrease, and you'll have to get more of the yellow stars. It also slows down over time as well, I believe. Same with the magnet. It will decrease over time. I'm probably not gonna do nearly as well on stream as I do off stream. Not that I do that great off stream either, but anytime I'm trying to commentate on something, it takes brain power. I could do better if I was just concentrating on the game and not saying a single word, but then what would be the point of streaming? Yeah, there are other camera views. I don't want to change my camera view because I am used to this one. If I change it, I'll probably crash. But you can play in first person, and there's a slightly more zoomed out view as well. I love going off the jumps. It's always fun. I have the turbo ram, but I don't want to use it. There aren't many straightaways on this track, though. Kind of is here. I think I got second place there. Which is not too bad for Class 2. Hey, what's up, V-Knight? MagForce is one of my least favorite Dreamcast titles, not gonna lie. I just remember it being super bare bones. Man, I think you gotta give it another try, man. See, I think with this game, a lot of people have a negative opinion of it because they try it for a little bit and they get bored of it because it's slow on Class 1. And also, it can take a while to get used to the different mechanics to the game. So you really have to give it some time. I've played through, as I said, all of Class 1, all of Class 2, and a little bit of Class 3. But the game gets significantly faster after Class 1, so if you're looking for more of a thrill, stick around for a while. Really do think this game needs more recognition than it currently gets. This is one of those tracks where it's sometimes hard to see ahead of you. Just put shock mines right in the middle of that tube. Man, they also have another interesting mine. So the shock mines are kind of like your basic mines that you can put down on the track. They explode, they slow you down. But there's another one called a flash mine, which is kind of like a flash grenade, except it's a mine. It sticks to your car and it flashes. Oh, come on, James. You're gonna make me crash. Yeah, so the flash mine sticks to your car and makes it kind of hard to see, which is an interesting weapon. Really creative and interesting weapons, as I said earlier. A lot better than the weapons they give you in Pod, which I find are fairly uncreative. Man, I was doing well there. Man, I'm getting hit with everything. Well, luckily, as I said, There's nothing at stake here. I've already won all these races. I'm just playing for fun now. Eat laser beam. Excuse me, excuse me. I couldn't pass him. It's hard to pass anyone in that.
A dragon! I swear I saw a dragon!
I'm gonna have to disable the GIFs for racing games from now on. Ah, man. Well, third place could be worse. When it came out, it just looked kinda like a F-Zero knockoff. I guess I'll have to give it another go sometime. You should. I mean, if speed is what you're looking for, this game blows F-Zero out of the water. Although, I can't say from personal experience because I haven't actually played F-Zero. But, like I said, I did read the IGN review of this game earlier today. And they said it was faster than F-Zero and Wipeout, so I will trust them on that. Alright, let's go on to... oh, Needle Rock. This is my least favorite track. I will, James, I will. This track is ridiculous because you can't see half the time. I suppose if I changed my camera perspective, it might help. Maybe I'll try that. I forget what button it is. It's Y. Okay. There, so there's your slightly more zoomed out camera angle. That actually might help on this track. I can't imagine playing this in first person. I mean, I hate playing racing games in first person anyway, but this one in particular I think would be impossible in first person. Oh. I don't get that. It's that one part of the track, for some reason you hit a wall and you gotta go around. Like, I'm not on the ceiling in the first place. I don't know why I hit that every time I go around. I can't go on the ceiling unless I use my magnets, which I did not use. And somehow I fell off the track there. Definitely my least favorite track. I don't like this. Too many twists and turns. And blind hills and whatnot. I'm actually not doing half bad. I think this camera angle actually may be helping. Thank you, James. But you did it on the straightaway, so that's fine. Simple missile. I like how they call the regular missile in this game a simple missile. It's not just a missile, it's a simple missile. So you get a turn there. Wow, I'm actually winning somehow. How did I fall off? Don't understand. Like, I just all of a sudden fall off the track. I guess momentum is getting me on the ceiling somehow there? It can be hard sometimes to tell what's up and what's down in this game. There is an arrow. It's right next to your speed meter at the bottom there. It'll tell you where you are in relation to the ground. It's hard to really pay attention to that though. Alright, so I take it back. This track is actually not too bad if you change your camera perspective. Well, then again, I'm playing on Class 2. I played this earlier on Class 3, so... It's really all the twists and turns that's the big issue with this track. When you're going about 1,000 miles per hour down it. I'm gonna regret doing this. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Oh. Always forget about that part. Let me know how the volume levels are for the game as well, guys. I adjusted it before the stream. It seemed to be like it was a bit too loud. I think it's just about right, but let me know what you think. This game's got some good music, so you'll want to hear the music. The menu track in this game actually kind of reminds me of one of the tracks from Spyro the Dragon, oddly enough. There we go. First place. Nice. Did I have a PS1 before Dreamcast? Yes, I did. Yes, indeed. Alright, so we'll go to the Underworld track, which is actually the last track. Wow, we played all of the tracks so far. I'm sure there are more tracks in the game, but I haven't unlocked them yet. I'll need to beat Class 2. Which may never happen. Or Class 3, sorry. I've already beat Class 2. Actually, there may be more tracks in Class 3. We'll do one more in Class 2. And then we'll move on to Class 3. Hey, what's up, Rewinds? Is this like a Dreamcast version of Wipeout? Pretty much. It is a futuristic racer. I believe that's the technical term for this genre. This is a cool track. Although I typically don't like the ones with the tubes in it, because I tend to get stuck in a spin inside of the tube. At least if I screw up and lose control of my vehicle anyway. But if I'm not going too fast, it's not so bad. For me, at least, I think Class 2 is the perfect speed. It's not too fast, not too slow. Or your favorite PS1 games. Well, I've already mentioned one of my favorites, which would be Spyro the Dragon. The entire series, really, or the first 3 games. Crash Bash, Speed Punks, which was known as Speed Freaks in Europe. Those are a few. I'm sure I'll think of some others. Oh, Worms Armageddon. That should be a pretty obvious one. That would be the first Worms game I ever played. It's the PS1 version of Armageddon. This is a sign up there that says join the community. What community would that be? I'm apparently not doing very good in this race. 6th place. Welcome to paradise. This is paradise, huh? Somehow I imagine paradise with less tubes. Dreamcast talk, probably, yeah. It's a Dreamcast talk advertisement in this game. Ow. Yeah, this is the flash mine. It's quite fun. Bit of a seizure warning, I guess. Well, that wasn't so great. Well, it's all gonna go downhill from here, because I'm about to move into Class 3. This is gonna be fun. Alright, we'll give it a shot. I honestly don't know how I managed to beat 2 of the races in Class 3. Yeah, so there's one new track for Class 3, which is the space station, which ironically I think is the easiest of all the tracks. Or at least on the Class 3 anyway. Although it can't actually be the easiest, because I didn't pass that one. Get ready for some speed. Maybe since I've been doing a gradual build-up of speed by going through the classes, maybe it won't be so bad. If I remember right, there are a decent amount of straightaways on this track, so it's not terrible. Change my camera view to the farther out one. Not a good place to use that. Oh man! CPU players can be really violent. Excuse me, boys. See, there are certain portions of this track that are kind of sideways, so I end up kind of falling if I'm not using my magnet. I don't know what just happened. I think I slowed down to almost a halt and started to just float off the track. Eat simple missile. I wasn't doing too bad for a while there. Maybe I can still catch up. I will take 5th place. I mean, I'll take anything but last. Tractor beam. Yes. And man, I almost had 5th place. I had to just all of a sudden float off the track. Because technically I probably didn't float. I was probably sideways or upside down, so I guess the term would be fall off the track. Are there any funky secret ships like a cow or something? There is a Rhino. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Is that funky enough for you, James? I'm sure there are some other weird ones as well that I haven't unlocked. Alright, so we've played every track, so I'll just go back to the beginning on Class 3. So apparently you can enable a debug mode by entering your name as John M. Interesting. Retro gives you alternative sound effects. Oh, that's cool. You enter your name after a race because it asks for your name after every race for your high score. But I assume it means enter your name at the very beginning when you create a new save file. Oh, after a race, okay. Maybe I'll give it a shot then. Not so much the debug mode, but the alternate sound effects. That sounds kind of cool. Gotta say, watching this makes it look like a pain to control. It really isn't. This game has some of the best controls I've ever experienced in a racing game. And IGN's review will confirm that. They're really good controls. I'm just not very good at this game. Especially when I'm streaming, because I'm only half paying attention to the game. See, when I'm playing this offline, I can or not offline, but off stream, I can intensely stare at the screen and give it my full attention, and then have a headache afterwards. That was a jump right there. Some sick airtime. It might just be my imagination, but it seems like when I go through the magnet recharge strips, or whatever you call them, I think it does speed up your vehicle as well. Trying to do some wall rides as well, since I really haven't done that much. There are supposedly some shortcuts you can take if you use the magnets. But again, I'm just trying to stay on the main track, never mind shortcuts. Stay away from me with your laser beams. Well, 6th place. I'm actually doing surprisingly well for Class 3. Okay, let's move on to Mars. Oh, I forgot to put, yeah. I'll try it next race, James. It's just kind of automatic, putting in my name. I do it without even thinking. Come on. Gotta love it when the CPU players just immediately put down mines at the beginning of the race. I'm playing pinball now. Whoa, I have no idea what that was. Oh, that must be the dust thrower, I guess? That's some crazy dust. Dust usually isn't that dangerous. CPU player is relentless with those mines. I want to use my turbo RAM, but there aren't too many straightaways on this track. There we go. Well, that was decent. I actually didn't hit anything. Man, I hate when I disable a vehicle ahead of me and I just ram into him. Come on, I was so close to third. Why are my thunderbolts are not actually targeting the enemy? Holy crap, I actually got third place. Which unfortunately doesn't mean anything, I don't think. I'm fairly certain you need to get first place. Oh shoot. Next race, James. I was literally thinking about it, and then I got talking about third place. I was too excited that I got third place, James. Possibly the worst racing game on Dreamcast. Oh, come on, man. That's not even remotely true. There are far worse racing games. This is a really good game. I swear, anyone who says this is a bad game, you haven't given it a chance. You're just immediately comparing it to Wipeout or F-Zero, just calling it out to be a bad game. This is a really good game. The devs did a fantastic job of optimizing this for the Dreamcast. It runs so smooth. And it's amazing too, because even first-party Sega games like Sega Rally 2 to be more specific, they have frame rate issues, slowdown. This is one of the best running racing games on the Dreamcast, bar none. And considering how fast this game runs, it's impressive. Put it this way, if there was a Wipeout Dreamcast, would you rather play that? No. I don't like Wipeout. I don't know why, but I like this game better. So there's your honest answer, Temp. I am absolutely horrible at Wipeout. I've played 2 different Wipeout games, could not get into either one. So there you go, folks. I believe this game to be better than Wipeout. Feel free to hate me, dislike the video. Man, that dust thing is brutal. The weapons in this game are just fantastic. Very, very creative. I feel like I'm getting better at Class 3, but at the same time, my position is not improving all that much. I mean, I did get third on the last one, which was nice. But this one I feel like I'm doing decent as well, but I'm still close to last place. Sixth place. Alright. I remembered this time, James. Retro. Alright. There. We'll see what it does. Oh, the music... Oh, the sound effects changed already. And the music, I think. Well, that's cool. Alright, looking forward to trying a race with that. Yeah, the tractor beam is probably the coolest weapon. Oh yeah, even the menu sound effects are retro. That's cool. Yeah, very Atari. Not Jaguar though. 2600. What was that? It was like a digitized voice of some sort. I don't know what it said. I think there is a sort of announcer type thing that says things every once in a while. I don't really pay attention though. Now I can't even understand what they're saying. That is so cool. Oh, I heard what he said that time. Tractor beam. Yeah, they announced the weapons that you pick up, that's right. Oh, I didn't change my my perspective this time either. I don't think there's really that much of a difference between the two viewpoints, but I think this one helps a little bit to help what's around, see what's around you. Even though I still really can't see what's ahead of me. This track is not easy. I forgot to check to see if I actually passed that race I got third place in. I'm fairly certain I didn't. Pretty sure you need to get first place in order to actually pass. But I did want to double check that anyway. But what's interesting about this game is the championship is completely non-linear. You can do the tracks in any order that you want to do them in, which is quite nice because, let's face it, each one of these tracks is going to take a lot of practice, especially on Class 3. So, yeah, I really like that about this. The fact that you can just go through the championship at your own pace. Man, what the crap is happening up here? Is he the one putting down the mines? Is he hitting his own mines? Like everyone just came to a halt right there. Excuse me, sir, coming through. Wow, I actually might get a decent placement on this one. So I got a turbo ram too. I'll use that. There we go. Second place, man. Almost passed it. So if I put in my regular name here, is it gonna get rid of the retro effects? Such an underrated game. Love it. I was just playing it. I have it on my desk. Barely found out I can unlock cars because I unlocked one last. Yeah, this is definitely an underrated game in my opinion. It's so good. To unlock all tracks and tripods, highlight the tripod select option at the main menu, hold X and Y and press up, left, down, right, right, up, down, then right. That would be cheating, James. How dare you suggest I cheat? I will, well, I can't play different. Well, I can play the Rhino. Let's do the Rhino. Just to mix things up. How does that compare to the other one? Grip, acceleration, handling. Man, the Rhino's not very good. It's a little bit faster, but it's far worse in everything else, especially grip and handling. This is probably not going to work out well. Yeah, so I still have the retro sound effects and music. So apparently you only have to put it in once. You probably have to reset the game if you want to change it back. Or put it in again. That's a possibility. Uh-oh. Did the Rhino break the game? I think it froze. I'm playing off the regular disc today, too, so... Can't blame Dreamshell or the hard drive mod for this. Yep, pretty sure it froze. Well, let me reset. I blame the Rhino. Yeah, the Rhino's just too powerful. Game can't handle it. So I read earlier on Wikipedia, the developer of this game, which is I think it was VCC Interactive, I think was their name. I don't know, I could be wrong about that, but I had a look at their Wikipedia page, and apparently they're part of the demo scene now. Some of the devs from this game, they went on to create a demo team. I didn't look into it that much, but it's interesting because demo scenes, they make demos for game consoles that stretch the hardware to its limits usually. Try and make consoles do things that they shouldn't normally be able to do. Which is really fitting considering how well optimized this game is. So I'd say they really pushed the Dreamcast hardware with this. Maybe not so much with the graphics, but at least for performance-wise, this game runs so really, really well. So... Alright, we'll try this again. Hey, there we go. If the Rhino doesn't work first time, try again. What a nice view. This is so weird. It's like somebody took a Rhino and stuffed a car into him. Or a hovercraft? I don't know. I guess they're called tripods. It's a technical term. What were they thinking? They were thinking about a Rhino, apparently. Maybe one of the devs just went to the zoo and they came to work the next day. Man, we should put a Rhino in this game. Be the perfect fit. You know, futuristic racer, rhinos. They really go hand in hand. And although the Rhino really makes sense for the turbo ram anyway. This is some sort of unlockable, or was it there from the beginning? I believe it was unlocked with Class 3, if I'm not mistaken. But it's been so long since I played this game, I don't remember. I know it wasn't there at the beginning. It's possible that you have to... Actually, no. I was thinking that you had to beat all of the races for Class 1 and Class 2, but that's what you need to do to unlock Class 3, so... Yeah, I would guess that it's unlocked when you unlock Class 3. That's my guess. There's a lot about this game that just makes me think the devs had a lot of fun making this game. Just look at that retro cheat code in the Rhino. They just had a blast developing this. Hey, second place, not bad. I did not think I would do that well with the Rhino, considering how bad the handling is for it. Actually didn't seem too bad. Alright, so we've played through all of the tracks again. But we got a bit more time left on the stream, so I will go back to the beginning. And we'll play a few more races as the Rhino. There was a rubbish futuristic racer on the PS1 called Cyber Speed, which I had. It was bad, but it had a cow ship you could unlock. Nice. You know what's kind of weird is you cannot change your car view until the race starts. Well, there's also that that Japanese exclusive for the Dreamcast. The name is escaping me right now. But, yeah, it's the one where you race robotic animals. It's like a chariot race game, except you have robotic horses and maybe a rhino in it. I don't know. I think there's a giraffe, maybe? I really want that game. Supposedly it's not that great, though. Yeah, Zusar Vassar, that's it. It just looks really cool. Even though every review I've seen of it. People have said it's not that great. It's so bad. Like the Power Glove, James? I mean, I want a Power Glove too, so... kind of shows my taste in video games. I just like weird and quirky games like that. Unfortunately, I think Zusar Fassar is going for decent prices these days. I haven't looked recently, though. I bet you didn't wake up this morning and thought you'd be watching a wall-riding Rhino on YouTube. I mean, you can watch anything on YouTube, so probably not really the strangest thing that you can watch on this website. You don't need to waste any money on it. Grab a download and try it, just out of curiosity. Hey, don't be promoting piracy, James. I'm no pirate. Alright, occasional pirate, maybe. I pirated Gundam for a short amount of time when it was first brought back online, because it was very hard to find. Same with Monaco Online. Well, I eventually did buy them. So not so much piracy, just borrowing. Am I still on Class 3? I can't possibly be doing this well on Class 3. The Rhino is Class 3, isn't it? Or maybe it's not Class 3. Maybe that would explain why I'm doing so well. Yeah, this is not going that fast. Yeah, there's no way this is Class 3. I need to double check that. What about your original copy of Internet Game Pack? Hey, for all you know, I could own an original copy of Internet Game Pack. I have connections at Visual Concepts, you know. That's why I have my signed copy of Ooga Booga. See, James? See? I know people. Alright, so the Rhino's Class 2. That's why I was doing so good. Hey, at least I passed a race on Class 2 with the Rhino. That's a thing. Actually, it calls it the Arkanator. Why? I'm not really sure. But that's a thing. Yeah, so apparently you unlock the Rhino on Class 2 then. Alright, we'll do a couple more races. Couple more Rhino races. Alright, Robotic Rhino on Mars. There's a name for a B movie for you. I'd watch that. Robotic Rhino on Mars. In theaters tomorrow. Robotic Racing Rhino on Mars. Yeah, I like Class 2. Class 2 is my favorite class. One thing this game really does well is that those light and particle effects with the weapons. Those are actually quite impressive. Jeez. Yeah, I will definitely grab Zusar Vassar eventually. And I will live stream it. And say how much better Zusar Vassar is than Wipeout. That's gonna be my goal from now on. I'm gonna anger all of the Wipeout fans. Man, I was hoping I might go an entire lap without actually hitting a wall. But there goes that dream. Wow, that wasn't too bad. Did an entire lap, and I only hit one wall. If the Dreamcast had achievements, I'd get one right now. With the Rhino at that. Zusar seems like a hardware-pushing game, or whatever. I never expected to see such a game on the Dreamcast. And Circus Maximus on Xbox seems like a spiritual successor. It's been a while since I saw any gameplay of Zusar Vassar, so I forget what it looked like, graphics-wise. But I suppose it has to have some redeeming qualities if the gameplay isn't very good. Speaking of Wipeout, I forgot Wipeout Rush existed. Not only is it not playable in the US, it has 1 star in Google Play. Oof. Just a cheap cash-in, I guess. Usually what mobile games are. At least mobile games that are based off of console games. You need a new Rhino butt emotes. Well, there can't be a new one since there currently isn't one. But I only make emotes of very well-known Dreamcast characters like the Cigar Owl, so... Wait, can I not? Oh, that's interesting. So, the turbo ram seems to make you invincible as well, so it's kind of a shield. Because I tried to shoot that guy and it wouldn't let me. So it really is very much like the star in Mario Kart. You're invincible, you knock people out of the way, and you go faster. That was a funny stream. Yeah, definitely gotta do more Kitaretsu Boys Gon Gon in the future. Do a complete playthrough on stream. Complete playthrough of a Japanese game from someone who speaks zero Japanese. I shouldn't say that, I can say konnichiwa. I don't think I can get through the entire game with just that one word, though. Still remember the word you kept shouting. I'm glad somebody remembers it, because I don't. I know I was using Google Translate. Corcuva? It doesn't really ring a bell, but whatever I was saying, it was working. I was winning and I was unlocking things like Cigar Owl, which still amazes me to this day. Basically just got through the game by shouting random Japanese words. Alright, well, I think that's about it for the live stream for today, guys. This has been fun. I like me some MagForce Racing far better than that crappy Wipeout game. I'm just doing that because I'm curious how many dislikes I'll get on the video. Soon you won't be able to see dislikes on YouTube. YouTube's actually removing dislikes from videos. At least the viewers won't be able to see the dislikes. They'll only be able to see the likes. I'll be able to see the dislikes, but you won't know how many dislikes are on my videos. I can make some very controversial videos and you guys won't be able to see the dislike count. Anyway, guys, yeah, if you've not played this game before, you need to check it out. It's good. And give it a chance. Play through at least Class 1. Get to Class 2, because it's a lot faster. A lot more excitement on Class 2. But it's a really fun game. Highly recommend some MagForce Racing. I don't think it's a very expensive game either. I'm not sure about the PAL version, but the US version is, I think, fairly cheap. Although, to be honest, I haven't looked it up in a while. I got this game a long time ago, so it could have changed drastically in price since I actually bought it. But it's a fun game. Highly recommend. But anyway, guys, I will be back tomorrow for some Worms World Party as usual, so look forward to that. But thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time.